Hey everybody, I am Aunt Labby, aka Loki's dad,
I'm Loki Labby.
and today we're gonna switch it up a little bit. Loki's gonna film, I'm gonna cook. I'm gonna be cooking a recipe from one of my favorite YouTubers, Justin Holmes, aka Holmes Cooking, the beef stroganoff. But before we do that, to celebrate, we've got 20 videos now. Every video is at least 70 views, and we really appreciate that. And we have almost 50, I think we have 59 subscribers, so we were going to celebrate 50.
Yeah.
So to do that, we bought this brand new Dancy tripod
Stands up to 6 feet tall.
so that we can do videos a little bit more professionally.
On my phone. Because if the tripod works pretty well, because we get to do videos better.
Yep. So Loki is going to start filming. I'm going to start cooking, and I'll walk you through the recipe. Thanks again for everybody that's followed and liked and subscribed and commented and shared and all that. So Justin Holmes' recipe calls for a half an onion, but this is a tiny onion, so I think this will do just fine. We're going to get all the stuff off there.
Alright.
Get a knife. So we're going to chop an onion. Best way to chop an onion that I've found, and I know this is kind of far away. Cut in half, make slices this way, and then I turn it that way. Curl your fingers in. Don't chop your fingers off. And you got a nice chopped onion. All right, Mr. Holmes said that 2 tablespoons, or a tablespoon, I think it was, of garlic, 1 tablespoon of minced garlic. I am a firm believer that there's no such thing as too much garlic. So we're going to go 1 clove, 2 cloves, 3 cloves. That's a tiny one. We'll call that 4.5. Loki, am I done yet?
I think...
Do we need more garlic?
Yeah, we do. We're going to need
No
more.
clove. More?
I think half one.
All right, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cloves of garlic. All right, I don't know how everybody else does their garlic, but I like to cut off the butthole. Cut off the butthole. And I also cut off the tip. Just a tiny bit of the tip. And then it usually peels pretty quick. I've seen people put it into a jar and shake it, and all the papery crap comes off. But I apparently like to do it the hard way, which is one minuscule flake at a time. Sometimes it comes off faster than others. I'm not going to put you through all the misery of watching me peel garlic, though. All right, now I got my garlic all peeled. And I'm going to grate it into this little soy wasabi dish that I like to use for garlic with this bad Larry. And that's it. We're just going to do these. We're just going to grate it in here. Justin Holmes used jarlic. Not a big fan. Still love you, dude, but gotta go with the real stuff. You can hit stop. All right, the garlic is done, man. Stop. All right, next, in this tiny bowl that I also love, we're going to put some... I don't have the W sauce that Justin uses. We don't have that around here. So I'm just going to use some classic Worcestershire and some Dijon mustard and some smoked paprika. I know I'm kind of going outside the box here as far as Justin's concerned. Some onion powder, and I don't have just dried parsley. I thought I did, and so I'm just going to go crazy and use some Italian seasoning. All right, I got everything in there. I don't have the tiny whisk that Drew cooks, which is another one of my favorite channels, uses. I just have a giant one that I'm not going to use. So I'm just going to use the tablespoon and mix that all up. There we go, all mixed up. All right, so my favorite way to cook is the mise en place method. French for everything in its place. Or we have our 1 pound of ground beef. We got our half of onion, well, a full small onion. We got our minced garlic, bam. 1 tablespoon of dried parsley. We got all the spices, the parsley, the onion powder, the Worcestershire, and the Dijon mustard all up in there. And then we got the beef broth. I went with the fancy one this time. I usually go with the store brand. The heavy cream, boom. The sour cream, and the cream cheese cut into squares, just like Justin. And then we got some green onion for garnish. And to get everything started, Also picked up from Justin's page is Bacon Up, shelf-stable, triple filtered bacon grease. Oh, and of course, salt and pepper. Oh, and the egg noodles, extra wide. Let's get started. Stop. All right, going in with a little bit of Bacon Up. It's my first time using this stuff. It smells good. Let that melt down. All right, going in with the ground beef. Gonna let that chill, get a decent crust. Then I'm gonna flip it, get another decent crust. Then we'll break it all up. Also, this video is brought to you by Dad Beverage Brew Notes. It's a delicious IPA from Orono Brewing. Alright, going in for the first flip. Alright, so ever my trusty sidekick, and I'm also his trusty sidekick, Loki's going to go ahead and throw the onions in there.
So what you want is that you want
translucent and
fragrant.
So the onions are in. I'm going to get in there with the old spatula. And we're going to chop this stuff in. Onion mixed in. And we'll probably hit it with a little bit of salt and pepper. Alright, beef is brown. Onions are sweated out, translucent. Gonna hit it with the garlic. Mix that in for about a minute till you can smell the deliciousness. Alright, everything is drained. Now we're gonna add in that spice mixture with the mustard and the wash your sister sauce. Going in with the beef broth and the heavy cream. And we're gonna bring that up to a boil. Alright, we get that light boil. And we're gonna go ahead and let that go for about a minute, and then we're gonna add the noodles. Alrighty then, going in with the extra wide egg noodles. And we're gonna make sure those are all hanging out in the deep end of the pool. Maybe give them a little encouragement. Floppity, bippity boppity. It is starting to smell absolutely scrumptious. Turn the heat down a little bit, and we're gonna cover it up. Let that go for about 6-ish minutes till the noodles are al dente. Alright, now we're going to go in with some sour cream. I should probably have a spoon for this. Sour cream and cream cheese, which makes all of Justin's people go away. Alright, we get this nice creamy texture and color. I'm going to cut the heat and let it thicken up just a little bit. And then we'll be ready to eat.
Hi, I'm Loki Labby, and
I'm Aunt Labby, aka Loki's dad. Beef stroganoff is finished, and Loki and I are gonna try it.
first let's try the beef stroganoff. Cheers. Beef stroganoff, so awesome that I give that a 10.
I'm gonna give it a rare 10. Thank you, Justin Holmes from Holmes Cooking, for the recipe.
Thank you, Justin Holmes, for sharing that with us.
And thank you guys all for watching. Like I said, all of our videos now have at least 70 views. We have 59 subscribers now.
Yes, we do.
So follow,
subscribe, share, and comment in everything that you like on our videos. We love you guys.